PR 1389 is called the State of Texas versus Larry Fontinet. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Present with your attorney, Mr. Grove, and the state's attorney. Earlier, you pleaded guilty to driving while intoxicating, operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, and you have two or more prior convictions of DWIs. So this is a third-degree felony, which carries with it up to 10 years in prison. Plea agreement has been formulated by the parties. Whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 6 years in prison. So you were looking at no less than 2 nor more than 6 years confinement in prison. And deferred or unadjudicated probation is not applicable, but regular probation is.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
So you could be sentenced up to 6 years in prison, and that could be suspended, and you could be placed on regular probation. Again, the parties have reviewed this pre-sentence report. Corrections or changes to it? No?
No, you're right.
Not from state. It's made it part of the record for all purposes. I'm looking at your history, adult criminal history, sir. And it looks like in 2012, you had a DWI third in Jefferson Parish, and you were convicted and sentenced to 10 years. And then that was suspended for 8 years probation, and then 2 years confinement with 2 years probation, which I don't understand what happened there. Then in 2014, another DWI third in Jefferson Parish, and you were convicted in 2015 and sentenced to 10 years confinement in prison. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thereafter, in 2018, another DWI third occurs, I guess, here in the 252nd District Court sentences you in 2018 to 4 years confinement in prison. And then now this is the fourth DWI third that you're facing, right? This is the fourth time you've been held accountable. The 2013 Jefferson Parish conviction, the 2015 conviction in Jefferson Parish, the 2018 conviction next door in the 252nd, and then this one will be your fourth DWI third. So it's third, fourth, fifth. This will be your DWI sixth, right? It's sixth, third.
Well,
I mean, you've had at least, you have a DWI third, so that'll be 3 or more. So you've had now 3 more convictions after that of DWIs since your first one in 2013, right?
yes, sir.
Well, what's the problem?
Again, I used to drink a lot.
No, I thought that now.
Yeah. And
Here we are now in Jackson. You've moved over to another state. Here at 12:50 in the morning, the police stop, come behind you. You're stuck in the turning lane on Gulfway Drive in Port Arthur, and you were unconscious.
yeah, we're
Asleep.
16 hours a
The
day.
vehicle was running, your foot was on the gas pedal, and you had a 0.17 blood alcohol, which is over twice the legal limit. Okay. All right. So it's what we're looking at, a cap of 6 years in prison. So go ahead. Mr. Grove, you may go first and the state can. And God bless you.
Judge, as the court see, this is already noted. Mr. Fontenot has a drinking problem, and Yet, if you look at his entire criminal record, this is the only problem that he really has. I'm not saying that that means that it's not a problem, but he doesn't have the other problems that most people have. In fact, on the drug usage, it shows that he has smoked marijuana as the only drug usage on 2 occasions. He has a couple of theft by check cases early on back in '04, and it's very unfortunate that he does have this problem, but that's his problem. He also has been able to graduate from high school. He's maintaining a job. He's still working. He's worked during this entire time and has actually driven and been driven. Not he hasn't made all the trips, but been driven with an intoxilizer from Louisiana to come to court over here. And he has 9 children that he supports. He takes care of them mostly through monthly child support. He's currently married.
How is he being a good father and helping the kids and supervising the children when he's unconscious in Port Arthur at 1 a.m. with his 4th DWI 3rd? How is that responsible parenting?
Well, I gotta
They
work.
kind of need you at home, not to be in jail and prison, sir.
Yes, sir.
But you know, you've been there. You know what happens
Yes.
when you get intoxicated and you're caught. You go to prison now. Okay. So, you know, I mean, it's the family that's suffering here.
But that day, I gotta work. I work 16 hours. I gotta work like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
So what's your point? No, what's your point? That doesn't give you the right to commit 3rd-degree felonies.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Judge, he's not denying that he has this problem. And
What's he done about it after the? This is
He
the
hadn't
4th
been able to
one.
get rid of this problem, but Judge, I think I would point out something that the probation officer raised in the pre-sentence report, and that is that basically the pre-sentence report's not bad until you get to the drinking problem, but there's been a number of things that he has not, had any help with, and some of which are recommendations made by the probation department. Some of these are things like the substance abuse felony punishment facility, and some things like this to help him deal with this part of his personality is what I would call. I don't think that's right in terminology, but he still has been able to maintain employment, take care of his family, and do all this other stuff. But he has this alcohol problem, and he can't get rid of that alcohol problem, obviously, by himself. He's been to prison, and that didn't take care of it. I would ask the court to give him one last chance, and that's to try some of these other alternative programs. Because except for that, we would be a whole lot better, and I think society would be a lot better if he could take care of this one part of his problem. Or and it's the kind of thing, Judge, that I'm not trying to say, oh, it doesn't matter, because obviously it does. It's very, very important. But this is something that just screamed for help, and I think it appears that he's done just about everything he can by himself. Now, that's not to say that it's not his fault, because it is. And he admits that it's his fault. He's not denying it at all. And I know that after Mr. Laird has some comments that Mr. Fontinet would like to address the court.
Go ahead. Anything, State?
Judge, when was he supposed to get this help after which a DWI? I mean, he's had so many opportunities to get help. He's had opportunities to change his ways and turn away from it. And all he does is keeps doing what the probation office, which the defense attorney neglected to do in the recommendations, talking about the fact that he has continued to drink alcohol, consuming alcohol in an irresponsible and dangerous manner. He's putting so many people at risk every time he does this. He's had every opportunity under the sun to get his act together and to do something for his 9 children that he keeps saying he wants to do something for, but he just keeps going out and he's going to end up killing somebody. And this is not for us to say he needs help. He's had a chance to get help. Now we just got to get him off the street so that he doesn't kill somebody. So we would ask for the 6 years. And I might add that this is not my case. And if I had this case, that offer would not be as generous as it is, looking at his past history. He would be looking at a lot more time, and there would be some enhancements with those prior felony DWI that he went to prison on to make him face 2 to 20 instead of 2 to 10.
Did you want to say anything, Cynthia?
John, I'm just asking for just to for the state to help me. Just give me one chance to help me clean up my act.
Anything else? You have been placed on 4 separate probations for these offenses. And you want to go on probation again. You've had 4 separate opportunities to fix this mess. The last time you were on probation, it was revoked in Jefferson Parish. You probably had enough. And I opened the door for you. I opened the door for everybody. You're supposed to fix it the first time, but you had a second time. You had a third time. You had a fourth time. And now here it is again, the 5th. And what's fair for you is fair for everybody. What's fair for you is fair for everybody. They come in and they go, I want the Larry Fontinet rule. I'm here for the 5th time. I failed 5 times, but I want probation, and you've opened the door, and it's good for one, it's good for all. You needed to fix it the first time. You didn't. Well, the second or third or fourth. Here we are. You pleaded guilty voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood the consequences of pleading guilty. And there's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 to find you to support your guilty plea, to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of paragraphs 1 and 2 of the 3rd-degree felony of operating a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated. And I'm sorry, sir, but David, Mr. Grove talks to you about being your family. You have a family at home. This is after midnight. You're unconscious on Gulfway Drive for your 5th or 6th time. And you are doubled the intoxication rate, but now you want to use your family as somebody, as an entity that protects you from being responsible. It's not going to happen. You've had your chances. I find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
You good. The reason I'm out there late is somebody asked me to drop him to the hospital, and that's why I ended up dropping him. That's why I was out late that night.
What were you doing drinking? You were twice the legal limit. You're not supposed to be operating a motor vehicle like that, but you've known it. You know it. I'm not going to wail on. This is so clear. Nobody comes in here with these many chances. You're supposed to fix them. But here, this isn't a good reason after all of this has happened. And you're supposed to, the punishment goes up each time. And I'm following this agreement. You were hereby found guilty beyond the reasonable doubt of this 3rd-degree felony. And I'm following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 6 years. You'll be given credit for all time you have served in this case. But I feel sorry for the family, but you have created such a lengthy history with all opportunities with four separate probations that you should have learned from.
So I can get 30 days to get my little affairs together.
No, sir. No, sir. I'm treating you like everybody else. You don't have time to go, report this. You're in custody now. You're going to serve out your sentence. I just wished you would have learned 4 DWIs ago. But you know it has consequences. You know it does. And you know it keeps getting worse. And you still put you and your family in jeopardy. That is